Guys, I am making more money now than I ever have. I don't say that to brag. I say that because your plans of growing and amassing wealth this year in 2020 are not over. In this video, we're going to go over why it is important to have multiple streams of income for reasons like this, how you can build a business that is not only recession proof, but pandemic proof. And best of all, I'm going to go over my specific and exact wealth building plan that I'm currently using and that you guys can use in your life to make more money and build more wealth in 2020 than any other year. And just as an example, in only 4 months of building our private academy, we have over 157 students that are paying $30 per month, and that is $4,710 in revenue every single month in the worst that the economy has been in a very long time. And unemployment is at the highest that we've seen in a very long time. Now, how is that possible? I'm not trying to brag. I'm not trying to say, hey, look at me. I'm just trying to say that yes, it is possible, and we're going to go over that. And I want to show you that not only is it possible to start a business and to build wealth, but you can actually thrive in this type of scenario. And now, yes, I put thousands of hours into building these courses, into building my skill as a trader. I've gone through years and years of failures and successes to formulate my specific strategy, and that's what the courses in the community is really built around. So it's not like I just learned how to do this today and build a course around it. And now remember too that this is not my only form of income. I also do trade for a living. And even though the market is down right now, we're still making consistent gains. And the main reason why everything seems to be working out for me is because I was prepared. I didn't know that this specific thing was what was going to cause a recession or this whole market crash and unemployment to rise, but I knew that something was going to happen and I was prepared for it. For the past 4 years, I've been waiting for a recession. I've been waiting to buy more investment properties. I've been waiting to buy my own house because I knew that one day the housing market's going to have to pull back or potentially crash. I've been waiting to really load up on a long-term portfolio because I know everything was overbought before this, guys. The market does not just go up and up and up and up without having some sort of retracement. For the past 4 years, I've kept my bills basically as small as they can be or non-existent. My car is entirely paid off and it's nothing luxurious. Everything in my life is things that I need, not things that I just want and that I'm going to spend exorbitant amount of money on. I live in a small apartment with my girlfriend and my brother, and my rent is $330 a month. I have zero debt except for a mortgage on an investment property. And having this very defensive life and living below my means, even though I don't really want to, it has put me in a position that I can play offensively, not only with starting a business, but times get rough, such as right now, I could have a very offensive and aggressive approach to my investing. Without these measures in place, without me being prepared like this in my life, I would not be able to do the things that I'm currently doing right now. And so while this does seem like it's happened overnight, and yes, I did start the Academy and the YouTube channel only a couple of months ago, I've been waiting for this for a very, very long time. And the biggest aspect to building wealth that you guys probably notice now is you need to have multiple streams of income. And I'm sure you hear that everywhere, but just look at yourself right now. Maybe you're somebody and your only stream of income is from an employer. I have tons of friends who are barbers, restaurant owners, or tattoo artists, and they always say to themselves, and it's not a bad thing, that, hey, I'm recession proof. In a recession, people are still going to get their hair cut. In a recession, people are still going to want tattoos. In a recession, people are still going to eat. But in a pandemic, is that going to happen? Right now, there are no tattoo shops. Restaurants are literally clinging on by a thread with takeout, and most of them are filing for PPP loans, and barbers and tattoo artists are just non-existent at this point. This is apparent with plenty of businesses. And you have to think of yourself as a business. And the number one staple of owning and running a business is that all of your income does not generate from one source. Because if you were to lose that account, your business would be insolvent. And the same goes for your finances. You should never just have one source of income. For me, even if I had 1 million subscribers on YouTube and I was making $30,000, $40,000 a month, that is not the only source of income that I want, even though I'd be making a ton of money. What if one day YouTube says to me like, hey Pete, you can't talk about this, you can't curse, you can't say these words, and if you do, we're gonna demonetize you. Well, guess what? Then I'm forced to comply with somebody, or all of my income, everything I've put my hard work into, everything that I've done is gone. And I don't want that. And that's why from the beginning it was important for me as a business to start the academy, so that now, even if one source of income, such as YouTube, says, hey, screw you, I have my academy, which is also going to be paying my bills. And if I were to lose my academy and lose my YouTube, I still have trading that's going to pay the bills. This is why multiple sources of income in a business is pretty rudimental, but as a human being, you need to have your finances set up this way. If you were to lose your job, and some of you may have, that could be 100% of your income just gone in a day. And now I'm not saying that you need to have multiple streams of income paying you $10,000 a piece every month. No, even if you just delegate your income in small amounts, maybe some from dividends, some from real estate investments, maybe some from trading and your job. And we're going to go over all of this later on in this video. But this way, at least if you were to lose one source, you have some sort of buffer in the background set up. And obviously, it's better to set all of these sources of income, when the market's great and when we're not going through everything that we're going through right now. But, this is the time to do it, because it sucks, but you realize now that this is important. And the first step to doing this, guys, is just to live below your means. I know, a lot of us don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. I want to go get the $500,000 house. I want to have my own recording studio. I don't want to have to record in a living room while, I got to tell everybody in the house to get the hell out. I don't want that, but I know that doing this will set me up for an amazing position 5-10 years from now. And I'm not trying to tell you guys to live off of breadcrumbs and basically scratch by. But generally, you should try to live off of 50% of your income. So if you're making $4,000, $5,000 a month, you should be living off of $2,000 to $2,500 a month and taking the other 50% and investing it. I know that's very hard for some of you guys, but we're going to get into that. And like I said, if you make 25 grand a year, you should not be looking to live off of $12,500. What you should be doing is trying to find a way to make more money and raise your income as a whole, because you can't save your way to millions of dollars if you're living off of poverty wages. And I'm going to make more videos on how to raise your income, how to ask for raises, all of that. Make sure you hit the subscribe button down below so you can stay up to date with that. If you're somebody right now who makes 50, 60, 70, 80 grand a year, yes, always thrive to make more money, but take a look at your finances. You would be surprised how many people do not look at their finances because they're afraid. I have a lot of friends who have student loan debt. They don't know how much. They don't know what their interest rate is. They just pay it every month. I know people who have car payments. They don't even know what they owe. And it's because we don't like to look at those things. And you have to do that. As a business, you have to go through your balance sheet. You have to go through your income statement. So as a human being, you need to have your own balance sheet and your own income statement, and you need to know it like the back of your hand. Most of us don't even realize that we live in too much house than what we really need. We have too much car than we really need. And this is because as a society, we live month to month. When you're buying a $60,000, $70,000 car, not a lot of people actually take the time to realize that might be 2 years pay for some of you. But you think to yourself, $300 a month? I can swing $300 a month. Maybe you're buying an $800,000 house. Instead of realizing that's almost $1 million, you might look at the monthly mortgage and say, oh, well, that's $2,800 a month. That's not that much. I can swing that. Stop looking at monthly payments and look at the actual thing that you're buying as a whole. Most of you would be fine with just a Toyota Camry that would last you 15 years. And it's those small things, doing them over and over, and then taking the rest and investing it and building that skill tied in with actually making more money year over year. Those are the things that are going to make you guys millionaires. And even smaller things like not going to Starbucks every single day, or maybe cooking at home instead of going out all the time. But I'm not trying to tell you guys to live like pilgrims and shut in your house and live in a shoebox and not spend any money on anything that makes you happy. In fact, actually, there is a book called I Will Teach You to Be Rich by Ramit Sethi. Ramit, I hope I'm saying your name right. But this is an amazing book because it gives an outlook on the realistic aspects of saving your money and not just hating yourself and, cooking everything at home and not traveling, not doing anything that makes you happy. Actually, what Ramit says and what I would personally back is the fact to not spend money on the daily minute things that add up, but find what you like to spend your money on and then don't worry about spending money on that. For me, I love to travel. So when I book a vacation somewhere, I don't really care about, how much is the hotel, what are the flights, where are we eating, because that's what I love. I love to go to different states, different cities, and I love to soak in the culture. So I don't care about how much money I spend there. But I try not to buy clothes every single week. I try to eat in as much as I can. I try to make my own coffee. I try to save on these small things and live a pretty minimalist life so that when I go and do the things that I love, I cannot care about money. So find out what it is for you that you like spending money on and don't guilt yourself for it. And the next thing is to start an online business. I know that for some of you, you might not know how to do it. I didn't know how to do it, but online businesses now are not only showing that you can work from your underwear in your house, but you can actually survive through a recession or a pandemic. And not only an online business, but more specifically, I would say something based around IP or services. For those of you who do not know what I mean when I say IP, it's just intellectual property. So things like courses that I sell, those things I don't have to worry about manufacturing and supply. So even though some businesses might be online, if you have a supplier in China and you ship things and something like, what happens and your supplier shut down, well, then your entire business is shut down. And the same thing with services. As long as you are fine, you can sell your services. Now, that's why diversity in business is important. Say, unfortunately, I were to get sick. Well, I wouldn't be able to do coaching calls, I wouldn't be able to do live streams, and I wouldn't be able to trade. But guess what? The intellectual property of my courses, I'd still be able to sell that. That would still be generating me some money, and I'd still be able to pay my bills. Now, a lot of you might be thinking, Pete, I don't have any services I can sell. I don't have any talents that I can make a course on. And I'm telling you that that's not true. We are all amazing at something. We are all masters at something. It could be, and I've used it before, ridiculous, like Yu-Gi-Oh cards. It could be how to speed read. It could be how to write a book. It could be a camera course. You guys, you all have something you're masters at. And I didn't know how to make a course when I started. I literally just started writing things down and it grew and it grew and it grew. But I'm telling you guys, even if you have to take a course on making courses, do it, because the intellectual property business, the services business, the online business is not only recession and pandemic proof, but it's pretty easy to scale and it takes $0 to start. Now we are going to talk about the wealth blueprint and we're going to go step by step on how I am planning and actively building wealth. So this is going to go through my personal life and what I'm doing, but of course you can replace my business with your business or any business that you're planning on starting, or even your own income from your job. But for me, every single day, I day trade and swing trade, and that is part of my personal primary income. As well, I have my monthly course sales and my one-on-one coaching calls. All of this money pays my bills and then goes towards my long-term portfolio. And like I said, because I position myself to have really cheap bills every single month, a lot of money goes towards my long-term positions. So once my trading portfolio gets over a certain amount of money, I usually take that extra money off the top and put it towards my long terms. Because the honest truth is, as a trader, you don't ever need more than $30,000 sitting in your portfolio at a time. Even some of the greatest traders out there never trade with more than $30,000 at a time. If you're not a trader, then just take any extra money from your job and put it towards a long-term retirement portfolio. You can pick your own stocks, use a mutual fund, or just invest in an ETF. For somebody like me who's more aggressive, I put all my long-term positions in pretty speculative but intelligent investments on my end. Once my long-term portfolio really starts to get up there, usually over $100,000, I will take anything extra, say it's $25,000, $30,000, and I will take that out and I will put it in the dirt. I will put that towards real estate. This way you're holding a hard asset in real estate, you're diversified in case something happens, and even better yet, you're actually making more income from a cash flowing property. I personally suggest duplexes, triplexes, and quadplexes. If you go over over 4 units, then you have to actually apply for a commercial loan, and it's much harder to get, and it's just more of a headache in my opinion. And after that, I just rinse and repeat. It's pretty easy. With those steps, you now have 3 to 4 separate streams of income, which not only is going to build your wealth, but it's going to protect you in case something like this happens. If anything, guys, times like this is like a reset button. Take the time you have now to build the business that you want to build, to spend the time with your family that you don't normally have, and just a chance to breathe and evaluate and look at your life and build something that you're going to be proud of. So I hope that this video helped you guys. I do want to talk about the Private Stock Market Academy. There's only 3 days left to use the free month coupon. The code is freeacademy. The link's going to be down below. We have over 50 hours of courses and lectures. You also get access to our private Discord where we live stream every single morning, 9 a.m. with the team of 157 traders as of right now. This thing's really growing, guys. I'm so excited. I hope you guys have a good day. I hope this video found you well. Hit the like button, comment down below what you're going to do, how you're going to start building wealth, and subscribe to the channel. I want to thank you guys for watching. Have a good day.